Here are 5 of my favorite lower back stretches. This is going to help with not only alleviating low back pain, but it's also going to help with strengthening your lower back and preventing the pain to begin with. Do your best, follow along. No flexibility required, no yoga experience required. By the end of this, your lower back is going to be feeling better, and you'll know the proper technique for 5 really great lower back stretches so that you can use whenever you need it. Our first stretch here is a cobra, and this is a really important one, not just for stretching, but also for strengthening. So I want you to do this in a way where there's strength involved. This isn't a passive stretch. Go ahead and lay down on the ground. Reach your legs back as far as they'll go. Press your feet into the ground. You might feel some cramping here through your toes. It'll go away eventually. You can also try tucking your toes if you really need to. So with your feet engaged, squeeze your legs toward one another. Use your hands to pull your body forward. Create some length through your spine. So don't just go up. I want you to actually create length. Push your head away from your hips. Squeeze your thighs. Knees are off the ground. Feet still on the ground. And then kind of zippering your legs together, really squeezing the inner thighs together. And you can use your hands to pull your body forward, create some length. Hug your elbows down toward your hips. And then hug your shoulder blades together. And this is going to create a really nice, strong arch through your spine. As you're holding this, you want to make sure that your thighs are working. So really squeeze the thighs so the knees are lifting, and then also squeezing your thighs together so your inner thighs are working. And your core is engaged too. So a lot going on. Again, nothing passive about this. This is very active. But we want to make sure that your lower back is active before we stretch it. So we're trying to get some strength there. Hold this for at least 30 seconds, upwards of 45 or 60 seconds. Go ahead and relax. From here, we're going to take it into a child's pose. This is our second stretch. So your knees go about as wide as the mat, or about 2 feet, and your big toes touch. And you're going to bring your butt as close to your heels as you can without pain. If you have pain in your knees as you do that, don't bring your knees as far back. Or don't bring your butt as far back to your heels. And then from here, you're going to bring your chest toward the ground, however you can. If you've got knee pain, then you're just going to be here. If you don't have knee pain, you can get your butt closer back to your heels. And in this position, you really want to stay tight through your core. So what I don't want to see is this kind of rounding of the lower back and your lower back way up high above everything else. You want to try and keep your abs tight and bring your butt toward the heels. And this is going to help with getting the desired result of this, which is creating some stability in the low back. Most of us, if we have low back pain, for the vast majority of us, it's because we're overstretching our lower back. So we really want to focus on creating stability in the low back. So core engagement, shortening the spine, which is what we just did with the Cobra, might be more helpful than stretching the back, which seems counterintuitive, but that's how your body works. So for child's pose, I would hold this for at least 30 seconds. In addition to being a good stretch for your lower back, it's also just a good posture for kind of recovering yourself. So it's a good posture for kind of refocusing, put your body in a very protected position, allows you to breathe well. And this is a good one for helping you relax. And then from here, you're going to flip over onto your back. We're going to do what's called a knee to chest. So you're going to have your right leg straight out in front of you. Bring your left knee in toward your body. Grab your left knee and kind of pull it up toward your left shoulder. And as you're doing this, you really want to keep your abs tight. So this is stretching your lower back, but we're also creating a lot of really good core engagement, a lot of hip flexor engagement too. So the whole kind of right side, the whole left side of your abdomen and that left hip should feel active as you're doing this stretch. It's a way to safely release your lower back. So instead of passively stretching it, like bending over and touching your toes, it's a lot more active. So it's a lot safer for the low back. And it should feel better from start to finish. As you're here, continue to breathe in and out of your nose. And I want you to visualize breathing into the area that you're stretching. So right now, you're stretching your lower back. So I want you to think that as you inhale, think about making the lower back bigger. And then as you exhale, kind of squeezing your core, squeezing that air out. and simultaneously letting the lower back relax. All right, let's switch sides. So left leg is out. Bring your right leg in. Squeeze that leg in toward the shoulder. If you want, you can relax your head onto the ground if it's kind of uncomfortable for your neck to hold it up for that long, which it is. And if you notice that your head is kind of looking backwards just because of posture issues, put a block underneath your head, and that's going to allow your head to relax a little more. So here again, I'm kind of pulling my right knee in toward the shoulder. I'm squeezing my abs. I'm keeping the whole right side of my abs and my core active. And I'm thinking about releasing my lower back as I'm holding this here. Now, you don't want to feel overstretching through your low back. If you have chronic low back pain, if you have a herniated disc, you don't want to create too much rounding through your back. So be really careful. Just be aware of pain or discomfort. So discomfort is okay, but if you're feeling sharp pain or a sensation from your body that says we shouldn't be doing this, then listen to it. And if you don't know what it is yet, practice developing that intuition. That's something that will be very helpful, but you have to start somewhere. So develop that intuition of if it's pain or not. All right, then go ahead and release. All right, quick break here, guys. If you're looking for a free 7-day program to teach you the yoga postures, learn how to do it in a way that makes sense for a guy, and build strength at the same time, try out my free 7-day Beginner's Yoga for Men Challenge. Link in the description below. Sign up when it's finished. Here we're going to go into one of my favorite stretches for the low back. This is a reclined twist. So bring your knees up over your hips, bring your arms to the outside, and then on exhale, very slowly bring your legs over to the right. Try to keep your left shoulder down as much as you can. So your chest is facing up, your hips are facing to the outside. Bring your right hand on top of your left knee. Keep the chest facing up. And breathe slow and controlled in and out of your nose. This is a really good one for stiffness in your low back. This is a reclined twist. I find that it really does need some hip opening to be most effective. So we've done a little bit so far. If you want to put some other poses in here to help with a better release for your lower back, a lunge would be great. Some hamstring opening would be great. So think about opening up your hips before you stretch your back. If you feel like it's not really opening up the way that you want it to, do some more hip opening, and that's going to help with a better release for your lower back. So I would hold here at least 30 seconds, 45, 60 seconds is better. You can hold it for as long as you feel the stretch is working. So sometimes I'll stay here for minutes at a time, as long as I feel the stretch working. All right, let's come back to the middle. And then same thing again here. Next exhale, very slowly, bring your legs over to the left. And if you're lucky, you might feel a pop through your lower back as you go. That's a good thing. That means that your hips are mobile. It means that your back is mobile. And it helps to think about breathing into whatever space you're stretching. So as you're inhaling, thinking about making your right hip bigger, think about breathing into your right lower back. Slow and controlled, in and out of the nose. Make sure that your shoulders, your head, your neck is relaxed. The more that you can relax your body, the easier it is for your body to open up and increase flexibility. Not only increasing flexibility, but also releasing tension that causes pain, that causes discomfort. We do want to have strength as well. So if all you do is passive stretching, then over time, that can lead to not having enough strength. So it's a good idea to combine strength with flexibility. We do that in Manflow Yoga workouts. So as long as you're following a program, being consistent with this, you should be simultaneously building strength, but also getting rid of pain. Leo, can you do me a favor and look at that note on my desk? And I don't know what other, I can't remember what other pose I wrote. Oh, bridge. It's bridge. I remember. Never mind. Thanks for checking.
All right, legs back to the middle. Final pose, we're going to do a bridge. So plant your feet on the ground, squeeze your butt lightly, and then press your hips into the air for a bridge. So this one is strengthening your butt. This is strengthening your core, strengthening your lower back. So it's not necessarily a stretch, but this definitely is fantastic for your lower back. If you want to do it as a stretch, grab a block, and you're going to put the block just above your butt on your lower back. So if you put it at a higher setting, that's a little advanced. Keep in mind your block has 3 settings. So put it at the mid setting, and you can relax there. And you're just going to hold this for about a minute. So whether you're doing this with a block or if you're doing it with no equipment, that's fine. Make sure that you're breathing slow and controlled in and out of your nose. This is a good one for a lot of reasons. Again, targeting your glutes. It's targeting your core. It's also opening your hip flexors in a way that's active instead of passive, which is really great. And we're also shortening your lower back. So we're building some strength in the low back. Most of us, if we're spending a lot of time sitting, that means that the lower back is actually stretching too often, and we need to strengthen it rather than stretch it. So bridge is a really good one for shortening that low back, building strength, and also directly countering what we tend to do when we're inactive, sitting at a desk, sitting on the couch, sitting in a chair, driving, so on and so forth, etc. All right, and relax down.
Hope you guys got a lot out of that video. Those are 5 stretches for your lower back. I've gotten more of these tutorial videos here already on the Manful Yoga YouTube channel, and more coming out every Tuesday. So subscribe, don't miss out. These are just some of my videos. I've got more in the Manful Yoga app and members area. And then if you like the video, leave a comment below, inspire somebody else to do this workout, give me some feedback, ask a question. And then if you want to get into one of those tutorials I mentioned right now, click over my right-hand shoulder here and check out my basic yoga stretchers for shoulders video. I'll see you guys on the next video.